Hey, what's up, soldiers? My name's GregFPS, the Zombies Extraordinaire, and welcome back to another Saturday Top 10, where today we're going to be counting down the top 10 fun Easter egg steps in Call of Duty Zombies history. This is going to include all the other games as well, in case you're wondering, and I'm going to be excluding boss fights because essentially this entire top 10 would pretty much be boss fights if I included them all. So this is not going to be including boss fights. Keep that in mind. And yeah, if you guys are going to enjoy the video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. All right, guys, coming in at the number 10 spot is going to be the Blood of the Dead escort step when you're escorting a ghost from the cafeteria on Blood of the Dead through the OG mob spawn room to the warden's office. Now, the reason I think this is one of the coolest and fun Easter egg steps is because it's so cool to see all the different ghosts inside of the jail cells and things like that, and it's just really fun to do. And I like that entire aspect of it because not only are there a lot of zombies coming, so if you have a really cool, like a good weapon like the Magma Gat or the Hellion Salvo, stuff like that, it's just cool to fight off waves of zombies while you have all the ghosts cheering the ghosts getting to the warden's office. So for that reason, I think this is a pretty fun Easter egg step. I'm not a huge fan of blood, but this is definitely my favorite step in the whole Easter egg. All right, guys, coming in at the number 9 spot is going to be the Guardcrovie Lockdown for the dragon strikes that you do inside of the Pack-a-Punch area. Now, if you guys didn't know, this was actually a fortified, like, Russian area of defense during Stalingrad in World War II. And the really cool thing about this is you escape through the sewers, which was actually used during World War II to bring in food and ammunition and all that sort of thing into that area where they were fighting against the Nazis. So it's really cool that it was actually like a historical building, and I think the lockdown's really fun. You just have to defend the 3 different sides and then all 4 at once. And when you have the ray gun Mark III, you can literally get through it extremely quickly, just killing the manglers and stuff like that. It's a really fun, easy lockdown, and it's enjoyable. So it comes in here at the number 9 spot. All right, guys, coming in at the number 8 spot is actually going to be something from World War II Zombies, and that is the Across the Depths underwater step. So if you guys don't really know what I'm talking about, basically you just jump from island to island underwater essentially, and then you have to actually find out which bucket a fish goes in. So it goes in a bucket and then they shuffle all around and you have to pick the correct one. You have to do it 3 times. The last one is significantly way more difficult than the others, but overall I think that this step is just so fun and really enjoyable. Something in World War II Zombies I wasn't even expecting to put on the list, but then someone reminded me in my Discord, oh yeah, there's that step with the fish that shuffles underwater. And yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite Easter egg steps, and it comes in here at the number 8 spot. It's really fun, actually. All right, guys, coming in at the number 7 spot is going to be the summoning key throws on Revelations. Now, this is something that is a little bit glitchy, so you have to melee if you go into the portal to go into knocked, or vice versa, leave it. Sometimes like the ball will just disappear and glitch out, and you have to like down for it to respawn. But overall, I think that this is a very cool step. It's so satisfying when you hit the thing that you need to hit and it makes that noise, and then the ball launches back out and you see Samantha's toys. It's just really cool and satisfying. So I definitely think it's a very fun step to do, and it comes in here at the number 7 spot. Coming in at the number 6 spot is something else that relates to Samantha, and that is doing the final Samantha Says on Moon. Now, I know this is widely considered kind of like one of those steps that's more of a puzzle than anything. You gotta, kind of use your mind in order to remember the colors, but overall I think this is the most fun step in all of Black Ops 1. It's just so fun to use your mind and go through and remember it without writing it down or typing it out or anything like that. Just remembering it by memory, it makes it way more fun. And if you mess up, oh well, you have to restart. But overall, I think this is just a really fun step, and Samantha Says comes in here at the number 6 spot. All right, guys, coming in at the number 5 spot is another one you probably weren't expecting, and that is going to be the drunk step on carrier in exo zombies. Now this step is super fun because you're drunk, you're tilting sideways essentially, and you have to use the exosuit to go through the entire maze while you potentially have zombies chasing you if you're playing solo. It's just really fun, and if you hit the lasers you have to restart, which can be a little bit annoying, but overall it's just such a fun step, and I love doing the carrier Easter egg just for this step alone. It's definitely my favorite. Now unfortunately you do have to do the plinko step before this one, which is probably arguably one of the most annoying Easter egg steps of all time, but the drunk step's really cool, and it had to be on the list, and super fun as well, and it comes in at the number 5 spot. Coming in at the number 4 spot is going to be the Mob of the Dead ending. Now, the Mob of the Dead ending is great because you're basically 1v1ing, or however many people are on the other team, Weasel versus everyone else. And it's really fun to do with friends because you can actually like, all right, we're both going to use MP5s with double tap, and that's it. But usually if you're the Weasel and you're only playing against one other person, you'll probably get lucky because you have Brutus and all the zombies facing the other person because they're all locked in purgatory as well. So overall, I think the Mob of the Dead ending is super cool. All right, guys, coming in at the number 3 spot is going to be the spider boss fight to get the part for the Masamune on ZNS. Now, overall, I think that this boss fight was so cool to have like a mini boss fight before the actual boss fight. And honestly, I think the ZNS boss fight is really easy. So maybe the spider boss fight is even more difficult than the final boss fight, which is kind of weird to think about. But overall, I think that this was such a cool design by Treyarch to have you go into there and fight against a massive spider. And obviously the spiders are like the special rounds on the map as well, but a massive one was so cool. And then of course that is where Dr. Monty was able to harvest the perk Widow's Wine. So it's just really cool, and I think it's an awesome boss fight, and it's really fun to do as well. All right, guys, coming in at the number 2 spot is going to be Hit Your Marks on Ancient Evil. Ancient Evil is a fantastic map that is all about Greek mythology, and that amphitheater area where you actually do this step was actually a real life place in Delphi, and it's super cool that all you have to do is use the hands, utilize the hands, and do everything perfectly, and that makes it so much more fun because I feel like this step really shines more so, and the music absolutely slaps by Ryan Tui. Like, I'll play it in the background of this right now. It's just so amazing. I literally cannot get enough of this song, and it sounds great when you're playing, and it's just a really fun step overall. So it comes in here at the number 2 spot. All right, guys, and coming in at the number 1 spot for the most fun Easter egg step of all time, it's going to be Sharpshooter from Buried. Now, I know that this might be really annoying if you're playing with people who don't know what they're doing, but when you're playing with really good players and you're good at it yourself, it makes it so much more fun. I think this was so unique to have on a Western themed map because it made so much sense shooting the different, cowboys that pop up and stuff. It's just really fun, and there's 4 different areas you have to work as a team. I have done it 3-player as well, which is really hard to do. Not a lot of people have done it. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but it's pretty cool. And overall, this is by far my favorite and most fun Easter egg step of all time. So anyways, guys, I'm sure there's a bunch that you thought would be on the list, and I did not want to include any boss fights because obviously, like, I would just make a boss fight video essentially, because I think all the boss fights are pretty much the most fun Easter egg step for the most part. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.